With Opus 8 releasing this weekend, people of course have many questions about the different cards and their rulings, and there are of course also a lot of new synergies and whole new archetypes, or like older ones that are remade, you can say. So I thought let's talk about that. I'm just gonna go over every element and talk about a few cards of every element and my thoughts about it, and well, as I said, possible synergies or implications in deck types and stuff. So let's start with fire. A clarification for Archangel HM's ability. So when you deal the double damage and there are experts among the damage cards, the damage points, they are done one after another, so not simultaneously if there happen to be two experts, but one after the other. Iroha's ability increases the damage of fire characters by 1000. Just, well, a quick note, if you didn't know, you can stack that effect. So if you have her and other cards like, I don't know, that monster dude, insert name here, insert card here, you can stack that effect so to accumulate more increased damage. Next up, for the Bahamut summon and also the Raiden summon, you can use the effect of Minwu or Keituna to cast the summon. So you can actually bypass the restriction that you could only cast the summon with backups. Lava Spider, a monster that's very much talked about at the moment. So just to clarify, the effect on Lava Spider is actually a field effect. So when you're attacking with a forward, there's no stack created by Lava Spider, but that forward automatically gets the power boost, like with, for example, with Maria or the other element boosters. So there's no stack created there, and very importantly, after the attack finished, so if you either dealt a point of damage or like entered combat with another forward and that's resolved, then the attack is finished and the power gets reduced again to its original value. Vivi is one of the Final Fantasy IX characters, so there will actually be possibility to make a Fire Water Final Fantasy IX deck, and Vivi is really insane actually. So let's see what people come up with. Next up in Ice, the Scholar backup. This one might actually see play in decks like, well, of course, Mono Ice, or for example the Ice Water, Yuna Astrologian and Yul deck, where you constantly reveal or can look at the top card. So might be a very good implication for that deck. I don't know, I don't play it myself, so I can't tell, but it seems possible. One of the Shiva summons in this opus actually fit an older Shiva summon, as you can deal damage to dulled forwards, which, well, you could actually play a more damage-oriented dull deck, I'd say. So maybe with ice and fire to really deal damage with the summons or stuff like that. Speaking of fire-ice decks, of course Laswell is obviously the best candidate for a deck like that, because you need fire CP to use his one of his abilities. If you haven't seen the clarification on his S ability, so you can, well, you choose two forwards and then you deal the first one 8k damage and the second one gets dulled. Actually, the specification which one is the first and the second happens at the resolution time. So if at the resolution there's only one forward left, then that one is automatically the first forward and gets the 8k damage and won't be dulled. So the ability actually doesn't fizzle when there's only one forward left at time of resolution. Next up, the clear winner of this opus, the wind element. So with the new Alexander summon, wind can actually now remove every type of backup. So you're using Archer to remove backups of cost 3 or less, and Alexander actually breaks characters of 4 cost or more. So apart from backups, you can also break forwards and monsters of 4 CP or more. Wall, Trill and Norstalen, however it's pronounced. These two backups were like, oh my god, why, what? They were really a surprise when the complete list of Opus 8 came out. With Wall Trill you have that kind of backup that allows you to cycle your cards to the bottom of your deck, and that other backup, Norstalen, can search for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles backups. So a backup searching for another backup is already really strong. But here you have a backup that can search for possible 16 other targets. What? What? Not only that, if you have North Talon and Wall Trill on the field, you can actually break Wall Trill to use his second effect to cycle one more card and to free up backup space. Yeah, why not? Now an interesting or possible implementation of Yuffie in a Wind Lightning deck, like that typical ping deck or what it's called. So you deal damage and then break, or just deal multiple amounts of damage to break the forward. Because in Lightning you have Rufus and the other two Member of the Turks, which are also Final Fantasy VII characters. And to get Yuffie really rolling, you need 3 more characters on the field. So you have the Godo as her backup, which also buffs her. What a coincidence. And then like you have... I never played Final Fantasy VII. Reno? Yeah, you have Reno as a backup, so you have already 2 characters. Then you could also play Rude if you want, or like Rufus, so you have your 3 characters. And Yuffie gets rolling and is a 2 CP 8k woman that also deals 1000 damage and possibly has first strike. Next up, the Earth element. I am not an Earth player, so I only have 2 clarification for you. For Archangel TT, there's only, the forward you are choosing only needs to be dulled when actually choosing it. So at the end of your opponent's turn, it's not important if the forward is active or dulled. It will break either way. And if you didn't know, Ardyn is actually not really immortal, so he can't be broken by card effects that says break a forward, or like if he's dealt damage, but he can leave the field, so to speak, when you reduce his power to 0, because then he's not broken, but he is moved into the break zone, which bypasses his immortality. Lightning. Alizé and Alphino. When Alphino attacks, he deals every forward on the opponent's field that has equal or less power than himself. Now, how would you boost him up? Well, if there isn't a small lava spider, that would fit perfectly. So, okay, you have Alphino on the field who has 5k power. You also have Alizé on the field. She buffs her brother for 1k and gives him haste, and then you have the lava spider. So you're attacking with 6k, and then lava spider goes, oh, here's some power. Now you're at 9k, so you basically dull almost everything, or in almost every case, you dull your opponent's forwards. And that's a combination with only 3 cards, so you could actually also have Lulu on the field, which buffs him again for 1k, just to be sure, like to dull even 10k forwards. Yes, I think Fire and Lightning will be super aggressive and super fast. Wow! And to end this video, we of course have Water left, which got many new Final Fantasy IX characters. So Final Fantasy IX fans, you can build a cool deck. Really cool deck. Many options now all across the Opera not Opuses. So let's get deck building. One more thing to say. So for the ninja forward that can swap one forward of your opponent, or like get it on your side. Oh, how is it worded? How is it worded so I can say it correctly? You gain control of a forward until the end of the turn. So very important note, if that forward doesn't have haste, it can't attack. So this effect is really limited. We also saw this effect before already, which also didn't see any play. I think I never saw it in tournament. So yeah, that's that. That's all I have for you today. I hope you had a great pre-release weekend and are as excited for Opus 8 as the rest of the community. I actually don't know what type of deck I want to play first with the new cards, but well, I was already a bit deck building on FF decks and stuff. And yes, well, testing in my mind But it really is an exciting set. There are many cool cards which allow for different builds to rise up again. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then hit the like button and also consider subscribing, because I'm really motivated to put out more content now with Opus 8. And tell me in the comments, what are you most excited about? What are you gonna build first, and what are you maybe disappointed about? Let me know, and thanks again for watching. See ya in the next video.